So, welcome to a new video on this channel. I haven't been posting a longer video for quite some time, but now I felt it was the right time to do it. More about that later. Today I am outside Stråvalla Kyrka, which is north of the city of Varberg on the Swedish west coast, which is and Varberg is located in the province of Halland, and the province is quite important in this video, which I will talk about in a minute or two, maybe. Well, it's believed that Stråvalla Church or Stråvalla Kyrka was founded in 1250 by some Catholic monks. So it's almost 800 years old, but it has been renovated during the centuries. The last renovation was back in 1997, so almost 30 years ago, 28 to be precise. Well, as I told you, the province of Halland in this case is quite important. It's, well, back in 1250, Halland was not a part of Sweden. It was a part of Denmark. But after the Treaty of 1658, Denmark had to leave Halland, Blekinge and Skåne to Sweden after Denmark lost a war, which if I'm not wrong, is the 30-year war. If I'm wrong, please correct me in the comments. So this land was actually Danish land back then. So I can only speculate in this one, but it was a monarchy. Well, that it was Danish Catholic monks that founded the church. But there was a community in Åskloster, which is not far from here. And I think this church is very, very lovely. And you see the church building is in one building itself, and then you have the clock tower or bell tower, or what you want to call it, over here, which I think is pretty cute and lovely and beautiful. And so it's really really lovely church. And as you might hear behind me or in the background, you might hear quite a busy road, which is correct, because over here we have the highway, which is from Gothenburg down to, well, it goes, well, not directly from Gothenburg, but from Gothenburg down to southern Sweden. And now to a bit of a reason, now to the reason behind why I wanted to do this video. And 10 years ago I started to become a teacher, a history teacher, well, a teacher in history, social studies and religious studies for the years 7 to 9 in the Swedish school, which is known as högstadiet in Swedish. And and I studied in Halmstad, which is further south of where I am, and which is about 100 kilometers from where I grew up, which is, so when I went by car on the highway, which we have behind me, I usually passed this church, and I always wanted to visit it, and today was the day. Well, I visited, well, that's not completely true, I was here a year ago, but today I wanted to come back here and take some photos. I took some photos last time as well, but well, I felt like this time was a good a good time to do it because it's nice weather outside, and you can see the photo results on my Instagram, which is @ChristophersPhotos. I might not post the photos today or tomorrow, but they will be there quite soon, I think. Well, so yeah, and yeah, a bit history more of this about the church and so on. It's until Sweden and Denmark are today Protestant countries, and we used to be Catholic countries. Sweden was a Catholic country until the King Gustav Vasa came to power in 1523, and he switched from Catholic to become a Lutheran, well, a Protestant and a Lutheran. That's because he thought, well, Gustav Vasa the king thought that the church had too much power, and he wanted that power for himself. Yes, and maybe not up till right when he was actually elected king, but from that point forward, the Swedish crown was handed down from father to son, and the Vasa dynasty actually ended in about 120-130 years after Gustav Vasa, with Drottning Kristina, which is one of, at the moment, 3 reigning queens, and after that we have different houses of royal families in Sweden until the one we have today, which is the house of Bernadotte, and the current king, Carl XVI Gustav. So yeah, that was a bit the backstory of this one and this church, and a bit of a history lesson. See you in the next video. Thank you.